Oh my hell. I remember why I didn't make webcam videos. Like, I stopped making them. Like, the other day, I had a couple issues, but overall, it is easy, right? You just hook it up, and you don't have to edit or anything like that, but at the same time, you can't edit, and so you have weird oopses, and you look horrible because you can't adjust the lighting. I have tried to record this like 18 times, and I get like halfway through, and the YouTube webcam recorder is just like, stop recording, reconnect, and then you hit reconnect, and it's like, just kidding. This is not a good angle. I look fat. Well, you know, I am, but that's a different video. It is 2:02 in the morning. I started this when it was 1:38 in the morning. That's how long I've been trying to record this dang video, over and over. And I get to about the same point in my story every time, and it just stops. So, I'm going to try this one more time, and then I'm going to give up for the night. I really am. I'm just going to quit and then try again tomorrow, and maybe by tomorrow I'll have got off my butt and found the charger for the camcorder so I can look decent. Or you can see my imperfections more clearly. One of the two. Okay, so I'm just going to try to speed through this, because every time I get on a rant, it stops me. YouTube stops me. Today has not been a wonderful day. I mentioned in the last video that we were expecting the passing of a friend of the family who really we consider a relative. I grew up calling her Grandma. She had been diagnosed with cancer about a year ago and decided not to fight it because she was 94, and she was like, hey, I lived a good long life, which I totally understand and probably would do the same thing. But today she passed away this morning, and so I got that news today, and it's not been a wonderful, lovely day. Which I think is why I'm up at 2 in the morning. I just can't sleep. I don't really know why. I'm guessing it's that. But I decided to come and talk to myself. And eventually you guys, once this uploads and processes. My last video was a little negative, I'm not gonna lie. But to be honest, that's kind of how I feel. I feel a little negative. Because, as I mentioned, I feel like everything is raining down on me, and I'm over it. But in an effort to be more positive and all that crap, I am going to talk about some things in my life that are not horrible. Thing number one. I am in college, which you knew. I just started my 3rd semester. They don't call them semesters at my new college, which I'll get into that in a second. They call them quarters, so I have like, I started, it's my 3rd semester, but it's broken down into quarters per semester. Yeah, so I started college in January. I think my head is sunburned and it itches, but it also kind of hurts. So if I'm like digging at my bugs, that's why. Okay, now so in January I started college, and I was majoring in English because I love English. I really do. I love writing, I love reading, I love literature, and I decided it'd be amazing if I became an editor of books. A book editor. Thought that'd be really fun. And I got through my first quarter and I aced my classes and I was like, yes. And then I started looking at editing jobs, and I saw people with master's degrees in English that were struggling to find a job, and I was like, super, that's a good career choice, Michelle. Spend lots of money, go in debt, going to college, and then not be able to find a job. Good plan. Started looking around, and I kind of had to make a decision because this college required me to declare it. Like, my husband's didn't require him to declare it till like second year of college, but mine was like, no, we need to know right now what you're doing. And so I was looking around, and something that interested me. Oh my God, seriously, I swear I don't have bugs really, but it's itching me like crazy. Okay. Something that's interested me has been sort of like, I'm just good at office work. I really am. I'm just good at it. Like, I'm good at typing, I'm good at all that crap, but you can't really make a career out of office work. And I enjoy the law and sort of stuff like that. And my husband okay, sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. So I'm going through, and I am thinking, and I sort of I kind of enjoy psychology, not a ton, but I kind of do. So I decided to switch my major to criminal justice with the plan of eventually, getting my associates in criminal justice, and then getting like a bachelor's in like a psychology sort of course, and going into like criminal profiling, which is interesting, which interests me. But it doesn't really, so I changed my thing, and I went through my second semester of college, and I did well in my courses, but I was sort of not feeling it. And my husband and I, after all this happened, I started thinking, and my husband actually was the one that suggested law school to me. Like, why don't you become a lawyer? And I was like, holy crap, that's actually genuinely really interests me. But that is that's a far off thing, right? Like, you have to get your bachelor's in something, and then you have to go past the LSAT, which is the test to get into law school, and then you have to get into and then you go to law school for like 3 years and get your Juris Doctorate degree. And Juris Doctor. I don't know if it's a doctorate, but it's JD. That's it's Juris Doctor. Anyways, that's like a long-term thing. But I would like to get into the legal profession now, so I switched not only majors again, but colleges, and I am going for my paralegal degree, which is really exciting. I'm genuinely so excited for it. And I want to specialize in family law, because I would just love to be in that setting. I have no real interest in even when I eventually go on to law school, I don't have really an interest in trying criminal cases. That's not really where my interest lies. I would love to make some surrogacy contracts, or help with an adoption or something like that. I would love it. So, anyways, in school now for my paralegal degree. Funny fact, to study law you have to pass a background check. I mean, it makes sense, but I just didn't know it, so I was kind of surprised when they were like, hey, you're accepted to our school, but to be accepted to this, the law school portion of it, justice studies, to be accepted to that portion of it, I had to pass a background check. But then I got access to LexisNexis, which is pretty awesome, and so all of those things, and I'm not gonna lie, pretty awesome. So that was the first thing. I'm going to try to speed this up because that was like 10 minutes there. Next thing, I decided I am going to be an egg donor. You know, I never thought I could do it until I was on this side of it, and it is more clear than it ever was, and it was pretty clear to me before, but it's more clear to me than it ever was that biology does not make biology. Genetics don't. Oh my gosh, I cannot even think of the word right now. My brain is frozen. I don't need to be blood related to a child to be its mother. Similarly, there are a lot of crappy parents out there that are blood related and are not mothers, right? So, I was afraid that I couldn't give away my egg because, you know, that I'd have a child, but no, I'm not going to have a child. I'm going to have something that's genetically linked to me out there, but not my child, right? Like, so anyways, I've been looking into that, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. Should anybody want my eggs, I don't even know, like, I don't know. I gotta lose some weight, and, I mean, that's just more for me. I would like to lose some weight before I was like, hey, choose me to have your babies. Or to make your babies. Whatever, you know what I mean. But I also have to wait a year post transfusions before I can donate. So it'll be at least a year before well, not at least a year, at least like 9 months before I start all that, which I might share with you. I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot to share, really. I've never been on that side of it, and you can learn with me. All I know is that I have to give myself shots again, and then they go in and they scoop out the eggs somehow. I don't even know the process, really. Like, this is like totally different side than I was on. And then they get fertilized away from me, and I don't really have anything to do with it after that. So, yes, egg donor, paralegal. I want to say that I've learned to appreciate things more, especially, and this is sort of hard for me to say because it seems like I didn't appreciate him prior, but I appreciate my son so much more. I think I was always he's my first, only. I have always sort of been excited for the next stage, you know, like, when he was a baby, I was so excited to have him as a baby, but I wanted to have him sit up, like, that'd be so cool, right? I wanted him to sit, and then I wanted him to eat, like, you know, eat. And then I wanted him to crawl, and then I wanted him to walk, and then I wanted him to count and say his name and speak, and, you know, not in that order. And now I'm just loving it, you know, like, I'm not stressed about it. He is not starting a school for like 2 years, and prior to this, I was so like, you need to know, and I'm just kind of like, let him have fun, and let him learn. And I hug him, like, all the time. He's probably so tired of me, but I hug him all the time. And I just appreciate him a lot more. And I think that's a good thing. Like, obviously it's a good thing, but I mean, I have to say that that's a good thing that came from a bad thing. I'm not going to have, I might not ever have another child, and I want to enjoy, like, every moment, because I don't want him to be, like, 12 and then realize that I was just always rushing him to the next stage. I just want to enjoy the stage he's at. And so that's another thing that sort of came out. Yeah, this is like 15 minutes long, and I really should endeavor to try to sleep. But so those are some positive things that have happened in my life. I've had other revelations as well, but that's another video. But thank you for listening to me and for spending like 15 minutes with me for no real reason. Anyways, I appreciate everybody's comments. I've gotten messages and comments, and I appreciate that you guys are all still here and supportive, and I love you. So, bye.